1. Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity or excess, of naughtiness, wickedness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls.
You got to be humble to receive this word. You come and you try to hear it, and you try to come from a authoritative position, man. When you know you don't know anything, you got to humble down and receive these words.
What's that guy?
As you heard the brother say, the beautiful priest, the quarry said, you have to humble down to receive this word. All right. You have to humble. Basically, you have to be brought low. All right. Become as meek in all humility when you're starting over, especially in discovering this truth. Okay. You have to put aside everything that you've learned in this world and really start over from the ground up. Okay. You have to start over as a child. And of course, that's what I'm going to name this lesson. All right. But first, of course, I want to start by saying, Call Haloyim. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to the Akim out there and the elect, of course, the men, women, and children selected to make it out of here from the coming nuclear destruction. All right, this is another keep in mind 2 to 3 scriptures. All right, you have to humble yourself as a child, in order to enter into the kingdom of heaven. That's a requirement. All right, that is a requirement. You have to come in humility, And as you can see, this was based off the video that we just did the other day, Questions for Everyone Else, Words of Salvation, Deliverance, based off a guy who came up to the brothers Assyrians DMV channel, Assyrians DMV channel, The guy came up to the brothers out there in the highways and hedges the other day, and he was proud. He said, I already know what you guys are talking about. I already know what you guys are saying, yada, yada, yada. But the whole time he's still saying words like black. He's still saying words like Blackfoot, because he said he's of the tribe of Blackfoot and all that. Those are not in the scriptures, man. Those are still bywords, So if you really knew something, all right, basically if you really knew something, you'd be out teaching. If you really knew and understood something, you'd be out teaching, That is why it's paramount that you come humble as a little child. As a matter of fact, let me start with the one scripture. As you can see here, translations for Isaiah 28:9. Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine, or the teaching, right? Them that are weaned from the milk, that were trained up in the milk, right? And drawn from the breast, Which guess what? Those are likened unto children, all right? A child is weaned or trained up, and taken off the milk, That is a child. And drawn from the breast, That is likened unto a child. You have to come in that low state and humility in order to understand the doctrine or the teaching, You have to learn the little things first, knowing that you're an Israelite, Knowing the names of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Knowing those names, knowing that you're an Israelite, all right, knowing that it's only for Israel, Knowing what tribe you're from, knowing how to please the Lord. These are things that you must come in and learn right away. Learn about faith, Learn about the different stories of faith so it can build upon your faith, All right, but you have to be brought low as a little child and start all over again, man, You have to put away everything that you have learned from this world. Going down to another translation, the YLT, By whom doth he teach knowledge, and by whom doth he cause to understand and report? The weaned from milk, the removed from breast, all right? Just like it says the NIV, to children, who is it who is it he is trying to teach? To whom is he explaining his message? To children weaned from their milk, to those just taken from the breast, So once again, you got to come in as a child, And those are two, multiple translations from the KJV, Isaiah 28:9, Another thing we want to do is go to, let me see, I had it, but it's okay. Let me, I think it's Matthew. Oops. I think it's Matthew. Yep, 18. All right. Now it says, Matthew 18 in verse 3. And it says, and said, and this is Yahushua speaking, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted. Let's go into the word converted. All right. Be converted. The word is strepho. Okay.
Strong's G 4762. Strepho.
And you see one of the major definitions of strepho, because it's a metaphor in dealing with convert. It says to turn one's self from one's course of conduct or behavior. ID, to change one's mind. Yeah, from the ways that you have learned your whole life. Okay? You have to what? Change your course of conduct in your mind. All right? And to do that, you have to start from scratch. Everything dealing with the scriptures is what? Starting from scratch, man. It's little bits and pieces that are in the scriptures that deal with starting from scratch, man. Okay? All right? When you're building crops all over again, guess what? You have to put seed into the ground. You have to start from scratch, okay? In order to grow your garden and grow your vegetable garden, okay? And then after that, then you'll have the abundance of your garden. But if you wanted to start, I'll say that. If you wanted to start, all right, because I have to make the metaphor go with what we're talking about. All right, obviously, if you changing your mind around into the truth, you have to start from scratch, right? So if you were a farmer or a husbandman, okay, into husbandry, okay, if you wanted to start your new garden, then you have to start from scratch. You have to put the seed in the ground. You have to water the seed, and you have to take the time and nurture and watch it grow, but you have to start from scratch, okay? All right? A metaphor to turn oneself from one's course of conduct, i.e. change one's mind. All right, you have to start from scratch. Take away the things that you have learned in this world and start over, okay? There was another metaphor I wanted to give, but it's all good. Just keep getting this one. It says to convert, to twist, turn, quite around, and reverse. That's what it means to convert. It's just reverse, okay? To turn back, okay? It doesn't mean anybody can just convert into something, all right? It means what? To turn back, okay? All right, so going back, it says, bear with me, it says, and said, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven, okay? Ye shall not. All right, so that's going to this little child, okay? Yeah, if you want to, let me see, go with something else other than husbandry that I wanted to get it out of the scriptures. Well, hey, it's all good. If you want to start a new profession in life, okay, that you never started before, you have to learn the basics, man. All right, you have to humble yourself and be willing to drop all the way back down from a position that you were in for years to learn this new position, okay? All right. This is little children. It says a young child, little boy, little girl, infants, right? Metaphor, children, like children in intellect. All right. You have to be like children in intellect. Come at it with a fresh mind. Okay. All right. You have to come humble. All right. And this is what? A requirement. Okay. To enter into the kingdom of heaven. It said, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Okay. All right. It says, verse 4, whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the example that was brought up from earlier in verse 2, okay, if you read the script, if you read the chapter, all right, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven, okay? So once again, it's a requirement, all right, to come as a little child, okay? Moving over to John, the 3rd chapter, we know about this chapter, okay? It's the same thing, all right? It's dealing with a child, okay, when you go into it. All right, John 3 and verse 3, Yahushua answered, said unto him, verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of the Most High, or the kingdom of heaven. All right. Nicodemus said unto him, how can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born? All right, Yahushua answered, verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of heaven. You have to be born of the water and of the Spirit, of these words and the understanding. Okay? So you have to what? Be born again. All right? Start all over. And that's a requirement to enter into the kingdom of heaven. You have to come humble. Okay? As the brother said. All right? It's a requirement. So all that coming up and wilding out to brothers teaching and all that, you got to stop that and actually listen to the words that are coming out of brothers' mouths, man, the prophets' mouths. You know what I'm saying? You have to come humble, or that can lead to your destruction, man. Call Haloyim, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Kal Kodash, and as always to the elect, double shalom.